We're live.
Oh gosh.
Hello,
And-
Zays.
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Welcome to the lives, Zays.
Thank you so much for tuning in. This is episode 19, and this
Mhm.
is your host, Tyler, and
I'm Juan.
thank you for tuning in to the Let's Be Real podcast.
Thank you.
And today we're gonna be talking about the
Thank you for having me.
Fast and Furious
Franchise.
franchise. And yeah, if you guys are listening on Podbean or if you're on Instagram Live, if you guys would like, download the Podbean app. You guys could call into the episode and you could tell us your thoughts and opinions on whatever you'd like. And it would be cool. It'd be cool, really cool to talk with you guys. But yeah. In other news, Juan, how's your week so far?
My week.
Yes, your week.
There's a lot going on.
It's only Monday.
Well, my week. My weeks just kind of run together.
Oh, they're like a marathon or
Yep,
running?
like a marathon.
And running.
Always running.
That's good.
How's your week?
Just started.
Oh, beautiful.
Just started.
Nice.
But no, it's going good. But yeah. So
getting ready for
Christmas time.
Yep. Christmas time. Got the house decorated and everything. The front yard decorated too.
See, I haven't. The inside of my house is decorated. And yeah,
That's it.
the inside of the house is decorated, but the outside, I wanted to get like some Star Wars.
I had a Star Wars light. I had the Death
Decorations.
Star, one of those projector lights.
Yeah,
It was the Death Star that I had, and it had like Yoda going around, and it also had Darth Vader going around it as well. But I think one of the bulbs broke, and I don't know how to fix it.
okay.
And I haven't been able to find one ever since to replace it. So if I find one, I'll let you know.
Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Fast and Furious here in a little bit. Just mainly what I said 2 episodes ago.
The most outrageous statement about it.
Well, I mean, it's the truth.
For you, it's the truth.
For me, it's my truth. Saying, I said, just to recap, I said,
can't even see what they said.
That I can. It says, it's a pleasure to see you, Juan, and only Juan.
Well, Zay, I appreciate you.
Well, he stood me up last night. We were supposed to play Fortnite, and I fell asleep.
So who really stood? Who stood everybody up?
I was waiting for him.
You're waiting for all of us.
I was waiting for all you guys. Nobody showed up, so I went to bed.
Oh man! All right, but
yeah,
anyways,
I like the first one. That is the one that I like the most, and in my opinion, is the only real good one. Well, fixing my headphone cable here. It's all tangled.
I appreciate you, Zay. You're still my boy, man. I love you, man.
He can't fire you no more.
No, he'll still find a way to fire me. But yeah, man, thank y'all for tuning in for today's show. I know it's earlier in the day. We usually go live on at night, but we're gonna change everything up. We're gonna be releasing all of our episodes on Monday and Wednesdays. Little little structure ain't hurt nobody.
Nope.
So you ready for the most important part of the episode?
I don't think so.
What do you mean you don't think so?
No, and I don't like the assault that you just gave me. Oh, and the pepper too.
Oh man, here's a paprika. So you ready for this?
I mean, I'm gonna say no, but I know you're still gonna do it.
The Olive Garden should sponsor the Fast and Furious franchise.
It's because when you're here, you're family.
Because when you are there, you are family.
I said the same thing.
Well, you read that, didn't you?
No, I didn't, because it's Olive Garden, that's their slogan.
Beep, 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 beep. Did you know they're going to release the 10th Fast and the Furious movie already?
Isn't it in next like 2 years or something like that.
It's called Fasten Your Seatbelts.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Universal actually went with that.
Fasten your everybody fasten your seatbelts.
Roll credits.
But yes. So we're talking about Fast and the Furious today.
We are. So you want to?
We'll start with 9.
No, I think we should start with 1.
No.
No. Progress up. Progress worse. We should go from 1, which is the best one, and then we go downhill from there.
That sounds like it's your. That sounds like yours. It's to you. It's the worst. It's the best one.
We have to tell the story. We can tell the story backwards.
Yeah,
this isn't Star Wars. It's Fast and Furious.
Tokyo Drift was supposed to be the last one.
Then we'll start with Tokyo Drift then.
Nah, we'll start with the first one.
We'll start with number 1.
Yeah.
All right, what happened?
Changes your. Yeah. Okay. All of a sudden, wait. What happened in the one? Tuna salad.
All right. Opening scene. No one likes tuna salad. No. Opening scene. What is it? It starts with you hear the
there's just car driving
Brian,
everywhere.
It starts with 4. Is it? I think it's 4 or 5 black Honda Civics with green neon underglow. Right? They're taking out a truck full of DVDs. They're stealing them.
Okay.
They're selling them on the black market. DVD players.
Yes.
Then we see Brian O'Connor. Right after that, trying to top out his very nice Mitsubishi Eclipse.
I don't think he had an Eclipse.
Yes, he did.
In the first one?
Yes, he did.
You sure that was an Eclipse?
Yes, I am sure that was an Eclipse.
In the first one?
Yes. It was a green Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Yeah, it is. And you were hating on him.
I wasn't hating on him.
You were hating on Mitsubishi Eclipses.
The convertible.
Bruh.
The nasty purple convertible from the
let's not talk. Let's get to the set.
This one. This is the best Eclipse.
It's the same car, just it wasn't a convertible.
Exactly. That's why it was faster.
I don't.
And that body style is the best body style.
Okay.
And it was green.
Okay.
It's my favorite color.
That's why you like the first one so much.
I think the first one just had a better story.
They connected the two. But anyways, keep going.
Connected the two.
They connected the Fast and the Furious too.
All right, we can go with that.
Go ahead. We will go with that.
All right. So he works for like the local street racing shop, Brian.
Yep, the little auto mechanic place.
Yeah.
Sells rims and everything to him.
He sleeps there too. He lives there.
He lives there.
But then
but the guy knows he's a cop.
Yeah. So he spins out, right? At like I think he topped out 140 miles an hour or whatever. Spins out. And then he comes in. I need 2 massive tanks of NOS.
Yes.
I want to go faster. He wants to break the speed of sound.
Yes, he does. And the guy looked at him crazy.
Yeah. He's like, you'll blow yourself to pieces. That's exactly how he delivered the line, like Batman.
You'll blow yourself to pieces.
You'll blow yourself to smithereens. And then, we jump to the night race scene.
When he's like, I almost got you.
Oh, yeah.
When he met
That's
Vin Diesel.
after the race, right?
Yeah.
But before that, he goes to the tuna place. And he has a Ford Lightning, F-150 Lightning.
Yes,
that's
and that
a fast
one
truck.
It's a Ford Lightning, yes.
Yes, that's a nice fast truck.
It is.
And then that's when we meet the rest of the gang. We meet Mia, we meet Dom, we meet Lenny, Jesse, Vince, Eddie. All their cars are really nice.
Hey, look, as you're talking, I pulled up all the cars that Brian O'Connor drove.
So that's the Mitsubishi
The Eclipse. All in my space. He's the reason it looked like that. Also, it was a coupe. It was a 2-door.
That's right.
And it was a slick. It kind of had the the Spider. It kind of has like a, and that's a 95.
Right.
It's the 2G GS.
It's very nice. So there's the Lightning.
The boring one.
That's the Ford F1 Lightning.
The Ford F-150 SVT Lightning. It's a 1999.
It's a fast truck.
And then the 1995 Toyota Supra.
That's the best they ever made.
Which was
the Mark IV.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what movie that was in.
That's in the first one. That's in the
Yes, it
first
is.
one. It makes an appearance in almost all of them, but the best one is the orange one from the
Then he
first one.
had the brief departure, the JDM cars, the 1991
Yes,
Dodge
so
Stealth.
that was that he drove that red Mitsubishi
Mhm.
there was
That's a Dodge.
that one?
That's a Dodge Stealth.
That's a Dodge Stealth.
Yeah,
Okay, it
the
looks like a
1991.
Mitsubishi. Okay, so the Dodge Stealth
It did.
he
I think the
drove
wing threw it off.
in between the first two movies. He's running from the cops, he's hiding, he's
Mhm.
switching cars, and then he
And
gets
then the best one is the 1999
right, so then he
Skyline.
buys that Skyline and then he
Mhm.
mods it and then that starts the
Then that's
second movie. Then he gets the
then
Evo,
that starts the second movie. Yeah,
the Skyline
but we can talk about that when
with
we
the
get to the
left-hand
second one.
drive though. It had the
Yep.
left-hand drive.
He was on the left side. I mean, the right side. Not left hand. It's right side.
Okay, right-hand drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're on the left. Here in the States.
On your left.
On your left.
Somehow Captain America gets brought into this. Imagine Steve Rogers shows up in Fast 10. I'm here. Avengers, assemble.
His rims are the shield.
What's he driving? A monster truck?
Yeah.
That's a big rim. So,
It's about 18.
but he learns how to. I like when Jesse, not Jesse, when dang, what's his name?
Who?
The guy that approaches him at the sandwich shop. He's like, nobody likes.
Oh, Vince.
Yeah,
He's just coming up.
when
he throws
fought.
a salt and
Oh no,
I killed everything.
dude! Oh,
Hey, at least it wasn't the camera.
the camera moved. It's floating.
The camera. We're a little sideways now.
But yeah,
So he throws the salt at him.
he throws the salt, and then they start boxing outside. They start fighting.
Oh yeah, because he says, "All right, me, I'll see you tomorrow." And he goes, "Tomorrow?" And he goes, "No." And then he gives him the whole spiel, calls him a word you can't say,
Yeah,
and then they start fighting.
and Brian O'Connor pretty much beat him,
He did beat him up,
and
somehow he lost his wallet halfway through.
not again.
And so Lenny picks up his wallet, hands it to Dom, and then Dom checks it and he goes, "What are you, a serial killer?" Just by his last name.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You look like one."
Well, I mean, I love the racing aspect in that one.
The first movie, yeah.
Dom opens up to Brian,
Right.
and then he doesn't, finds out he's a cop at the end of the movie.
So he comes clean to Mia at Race Wars that he's a cop because he knows that they're going after the trucks and the truckers are starting to arm up, like they got shotguns and stuff.
Yes,
but he comes clean. He pretty much saves their life. He saves Vince's life.
he saved Vince's life, but he pretty much let everybody just go, right? Didn't he? Yeah, everybody.
Yeah,
walked.
he gave Dom the keys to the Supra.
And he let them all.
go.
He let them all walk. So Dom left. They separated, but Dom still left with some type of respect for Brian still because he let him walk.
He saved his best friend, which is Vince, because
Mm-hmm.
in the movie they say they've known each other since the 3rd grade.
It's like you and I.
Yeah.
Like,
so if you ever steal trucks, I just let you go, and I'm a cop.
And this whole time, yeah, I would question you that you haven't been. I'd be like, yo, you're a cop the whole time. The whole time. This fire. So yeah. All right. Well, you want my star rating on that movie?
We're not done talking about the movie.
Oh, I'm so sorry. We're already 13 minutes in. Sorry.
Well, I mean,
I got way ahead of myself.
Okay, so what's your favorite car in that movie then?
Ooh.
So think about it. Lenny had.
I gotta pull up.
Okay,
pull that up.
I'll tell you. Lenny had the yellow Nissan Skyline, the one before the one that Brian was driving.
I'm just gonna see the picture.
Letty had a burgundy Nissan 240SX. Dom had 2 cars. He had the Mazda RX-7 and a 69 Charger. Mia had a blue.
Hello.
Mia had a blue Acura, but I can't tell you the style, the name of the car.
Yes, it's only been 13 minutes.
Who else had cars in that movie? Jesse had a 4-door Jetta, white with white rims. And he's awake. Johnny Tran had motorcycles, and He also had a Honda 2000.
The S2000.
The Honda 2000. That was a debut for that car.
Yeah, it was the. It's a 2-door. It's the coupe.
Yep.
Well, it's one of my dream cars, but they're so expensive.
They
They're
are
like the best.
extremely.
They're,
They
they're
look
like the nicest. Like,
Hondas.
yeah, I love them.
I actually. That's the only car. That's not true. That's one of the only cars that I like in yellow.
Yeah, for some reason it's really nice in yellow.
Those and the Jeep Wranglers look nice in yellow.
All right, so here we go. We got
I think I just named them all.
the Mazda RX-7.
Right. So that's Jesse's. That's Letty's.
Yeah, you got the Mazda RX-7. Then you have a Volkswagen.
Volkswagen Jetta,
What the?
which is Jesse's.
You got the 1995 Volkswagen Jetta. Then you got the Acura Integra, which is Letty's.
Letty's had Acura. I'm sorry. I thought she had a. I thought no. Oh, she had a Nissan at Race Wars.
Yeah.
She had a Nissan at Race Wars.
You have the 1993 Honda Civic Coupe, 1992 Honda Civic Hatchback, and then you got the 1993 Flat Freightliner FLA 86.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
and then they have more pay.
Johnny
I
Tran.
don't think that's not all the cars though.
That's not all the cars.
Oh.
You gotta Google them. Go to Google Images.
I did Google them.
Google Images. Go to Google Images.
Now
you're working with fire. There you go.
That all of them?
Nope, that's not all of them. That's not even from the first movie. That's the third movie. Get out of here.
I typed in Fast and Furious cars.
I think that's it.
These are toys.
That's the one. Those are the one. Those are the first movie ones. Some of them. Some of them.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
All right, the ones you remember. Dom had a 69 Charger with the hood scoop, the really big monster V8 engine sticking out of the top.
Yes, he did. He has pretty much that in every movie. He has some type of big muscle car.
But I like the RX-7 though that he had in the beginning.
Yeah,
that was nice. I would say my favorite looking one, probably Lenny's yellow Nissan Skyline.
Yeah,
that's a nice one. But probably performance wise, I would go with the Supra.
Yeah, no, that's good. No, I agree.
Just one that
I don't see the Honda 2000 in here.
That was Johnny Tran.
Cause that's my favorite car in the movie.
That's a nice one. Fast and Furious 1.
Yeah.
The Fast and the Furious.
There we go. Let me see.
Maybe try Google Images. That'll be easier. But yeah, there's a lot of different cars in there. Ja Rule had
Ja Rule.
Ja Rule was in the movie.
Yes, he was. For a brief
second
race.
Yeah, in the beginning.
He lost his girlfriend.
He lost 2 girlfriends.
Yes, he did. What a pimp.
Who else is in that movie? Oh, the dude that was playing PlayStation inside the car. My cousin had that.
Yeah, I don't know who that is though.
I don't know who that is.
You made it sound like it was. You're like, oh, who else is in that movie? Oh, the guy playing PlayStation.
Because everybody, like everybody's getting ready. Like like Dom's like turning on his NOS. Brian's got his computer going. He's just
over there playing Need for Speed or whatever
it was.
Game was.
Gran Turismo on PS2.
Yeah, it probably was.
My cousin had that in his car. The visors were the screens.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So off the top of your head, which ones do you remember? So the Honda 2000, I'm guessing you're gonna say.
Honda 2000. I mean, I like the Dodge Charger.
Yeah, it was
the 1970 Dodge Charger. I mean, the Nissan Skyline.
The yellow one.
No, Brian's the gray one.
Oh, that's the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. That's pretty much it. I wasn't really a fan of like. I just wish I could see all the pictures of them because it's hard for me to.
No, I know. Ooh. That's almost it.
That's like
almost.
I think that's a
Some of those are from the second and
Yeah.
third.
Oh, it tells you what movies.
Oh, nice.
The Fast and the Furious. Yeah, the 1970 Dodge Charger.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let me just screen.
The Supra.
I'm gonna save the image. Yep. There you go. Now I'm gonna pull it up in my pictures.
There you go.
I think these are the first two movies, so I'll only
The
mention
first three because I saw the
All right,
Mustang
didn't want
with
to save to my.
the
Right.
JDM swap.
Doesn't want to save to my photos.
That's weird.
Okay. Well, you're dumb.
You probably saved it to your files, not your folders. I mean your photos.
No, I saved to my photos. Have it set up that way. Okay. Try it again. We'll just see if it works. Third time's a charm, right?
You won't be able to see it. You'll be able to see it better, right, on there.
Yeah, just so I could zoom in. It's just I could just tap it. It's just when it's on the internet, it's just weird. Save the photos again.
All right.
All
It'll
right.
show up later like 50 times.
Bruh, I swear, man. Is it even? I don't know, man. These phones be sometimes acting up so crazy. I can't deal with it. Just go back to a flip phone.
Yeah, there you go.
Nope. It didn't even work. Oh, whatever. Whatever.
All right.
That's cool.
So you're going with the Honda 2000 then.
Yeah, it's not even like I'm not
Do you have a favorite scene from the movie?
Hold on. I'm trying to go through these cars. Yeah, you got the Honda 2000, the S2000. It's not until 2000. Too Fast, Too Furious. I mean, I like the Charger. I like can't go wrong with the can't go wrong with the Mitsubishi Eclipse from the first movie.
The green one, right? Yeah.
You can't go wrong with the Supra.
No.
It's not showing every car either.
Jesse's Jetta
doesn't
was nice.
show it
The
on
white
there.
one.
It's not showing it.
It's all right.
It's not okay.
It's all right.
It's not.
You can do it from memory.
For what?
From memory.
Get out of here.
You got all shut up.
I
Killed
guess.
Jesse in that movie.
I don't like it.
Who else died? Vince almost died.
He almost died.
He got shot with a shotgun, and he got stuck on that truck with a cable.
Yeah, he did. But that was a crazy scene.
That was crazy.
My favorite scene though. Huh.
Doesn't even have to be race related. It could be like anything.
I like that. I'm trying to remember exactly. There was a scene where Dom was in the same room with the Chinese gang, right? Like Dom was approached by them and Brian was there. Everybody was like,
"Oh, that was at the end of the first race when Brian went to pick him up when Dom parked his car, and they showed up because they accidentally drove into Chinatown."
Yeah,
and they showed up and they're like, "Follow us," and then they're talking about race wars and about the Honda 2000 and stuff.
Yeah, that was actually my favorite.
They blew up the Eclipse.
Yeah, that was actually my favorite scene. It just I don't know what drew me in about that, but it was just that right there just made me like really enjoy that scene. It was my favorite because it's like, oh, something's actually about to happen.
Yeah, when they drive off and then they come back.
This is where that tension happens. Because I mean, they pulled up on somebody on their bikes and they were gonna like shoot up everybody.
Yeah,
they were starting to build that tension.
Yep,
just
they're setting up the villain, but in a different way than any other movie has done.
Which he was a good villain. That guy was.
Johnny Tran was. Yeah,
he was.
Some people will say that Brian was just because he was undercover, but I mean that's just his job.
I mean, but yeah, ultimate heel.
Right, ultimate heel turn.
Yeah, he pulled a Randy Orton.
He did.
Pulled the Randy Orton.
Oh yeah.
Joined the Wyatt family and turned.
So my favorite scene would probably be everything from after he comes out as a cop.
Yeah.
So like when they go to the house and Johnny Tran does the drive-by, kills Jesse, and then
so sad.
Brian and Paul. I mean, Jesus. Brian and
you can say Paul
and Tom. No, I said yeah. Brian and Dom did the race, and he crashes into that semi truck.
Man, it'd be crazy. What we should for Halloween next year, we should be like Fast and Furious characters.
Fast and Furious characters.
I will dye my hair blonde to be Paul Walker.
And I'll be Vin. I have to shave to be Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel.
No, you just be Vince.
Oh, Vince.
You can be Vince.
Oh, he's a jerk.
No, you got the beard already.
That means I have to yell at a woman.
I can be. No, you can be Vince.
I can be Vince.
Nobody likes the tuna sandwiches here. I do. And I will dye my hair blonde just to be Paul Walker.
I have to.
And that means he didn't have did he have like the 5 o'clock shadow beard in that movie?
No, he was fully shaven.
Or did he have like a little goatee?
He was fully shaven in the first one.
All right, so all right, yeah, I'll do it.
No, you won't.
I will. Bro, come on, it's me we're talking about.
You would look so weird. I haven't seen you without a beard in years. Since high school.
Or I can just be the Paul Walker he does have a full beard in
he has
Fast 5.
He has a shadow, yep.
He has the beard. I will be Paul Walker. I mean, he wears white t-shirts like this, and then he wears jeans and rolls his socks up and wears Vans.
He wears Chucks or Vans.
Yep. There you go.
Either one.
My dad's name is Paul.
There you go.
Oh,
and you're wearing the white shirts.
Oh, yep.
No, you got to be the Paul from the second movie.
Too Fast
where
and
he
Furious.
wears the Dickies, the button down.
Hey, I'll definitely do that. Only thing is, but the thing is though, was his beard hair blonde, or his beard hair was like darker?
I don't know.
I'd have to dye my beard.
It was scruff. So
I'd have to dye. No, there was one movie where he had a beard.
I don't think it was.
So Too Fast, Too Furious, he was
fully shaven, but he had a little bit of he had some scruff towards the end.
It wasn't fully shaven. It was like just trimmed all the way down, the lowest
it was
you
like
could possibly
starting to
go.
grow back.
Yeah, I'll do that, and I'll dye my hair blonde.
All right,
I've done it before. What did Danny say? She's talking crap.
She didn't say anything. I waved at her.
She said something. What are you talking about?
No, I said you waved at Danny.
Oh, I thought she said I don't know. Probably talking crap. But yeah, I'll dye my hair blonde. You know what I'm saying? I'll do it, blanquito. Right. But
and I'll be Tyrese. We hungry.
Like I said, we hungry. That's your you don't even like that movie.
I've seen it a lot.
So are we done talking about the first one?
Yeah, we are.
So what's your rating on it?
4.5 stars.
4.5 stars. Since it's the one that got us to fall in love with it, I think it deserves 5 stars.
Oh, okay. I'll change it to 5 stars.
Oh, you're gonna pull a red link here? You're gonna go, can I change my score, please?
Well, I was gonna give it 5, but I didn't want you to be like, 5. I'm gonna give it a 2.
No, we started from the first one.
Okay.
Like because it's also to me it's the second best one. Because to me it's the second best one. And it's the one that got us to fall in love with it.
Yeah, that's true.
Got us to fall in love with it.
Well, I don't agree with the second best one part.
But so it got us to fall in love with it, bro. Like I mean,
I watch it all the time.
It's a great movie.
I watch it all the time.
Great movie. So the next one would be Too Fast, Too Furious.
This one takes place on the other side of the country.
In Miami.
The other one took place
Miami.
in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. The Angels.
The city of angels.
The city of
This
angels.
one is Miami, the city of cocaine.
The city that is too hot. The city of
where
Cuba.
you're from.
Cuba. Yes, that's the city where I'm from, North Miami. I was born in Parkway Hospital. It's no longer there. So I guess I was never born.
Your records have been demolished.
Yeah, so that means I'm not.
You're a free man.
Let's be real. I'm not real. But if anybody's tuning in on Instagram, if y'all was to go on Podbean right now, podbean.com, and just type in Let's Be Real podcast, you guys could call in and tell us how you feeling about these Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, that's cool.
And that would actually be really, really cool because I would love to hear a different perspective. But if y'all don't call in, it's okay. I'm not judging y'all. Maybe a little bit. So Too Fast, Too Furious takes place in the beautiful city of Miami.
Correct.
Paul Walker.
He gets a call from Ludacris.
He does get a call from... No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It starts off like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going to say like the plot.
Oh.
Like he's still a cop.
Yep.
He is getting pulled in by the Miami-Dade PD.
They're working with the FBI.
To track down it's a drug dealer, obviously.
What's his name? He was what other movie was he in?
I don't remember.
He was also in the movie Pitch Black.
He was. Yes, he was.
That movie was good.
Uh,
I know
it Carter Verone,
Carter Verone,
which his name is Cole Hauser.
good actor.
Carter Verone. He
He's a good
was.
actor. That guy.
Yeah, he is. His name is Carter Verone. They're tracking him down. He's obviously a drug
He's
dealer.
right.
He's doing illegal things in Miami, and they're trying to get him. And they have not been able to get him the past 3 times they went after him. So they're going after him again, and they're going for it to. They're going in the route of illegal street racing, bringing in Brian O'Connor.
So this is the first time we see where someone has to race to a destination to get a job. We see it again later on. We see it again in the fourth one.
Yep.
So because they want to work for Braga.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, they have to race. They have to go get a package
For Carter Verone to show the loyalty and see if they could do it.
Correct, and it's in the
Boatyard.
It's in the impound lot in the boatyard.
Boatyard. It's a red Ferrari.
There's a red Ferrari.
But before we continue, the movie does start off with Brian is at home in his house.
Yes.
And
his boathouse.
They're in need of a racer, a fifth guy.
Was it a fifth?
No, it was fourth. It was fourth because they had Suki.
Right, she had the
pink S2000,
yes,
the Honda S2000, and I don't know. I remember the other two guys. The Spanish guy.
The Spanish guy who also he had an RX-7,
and then the other guy had I think a
Supra,
a
gold Supra.
Forget their names in the movie. I don't know if they say their names.
They show up again towards the end.
They do. They show when they're escaping from the police.
Yeah.
So or just like distract them, but they're in need of a fourth racer, and he's like, hold on. He's like, how about I just get you your fourth and we just call it a night? And they're like, all right, bring it on. And then he gets that call, and it's that. And then you see this dude, you see them white chucks, and you know it's about to go down. He throws his shirt on, and then he gets in the car, and you see a silver Nissan Skyline.
Silver and blue.
Silver. I love the blue racing stripes on that thing.
And it had the blue lights on the inside
and
that
outside. That dude pulls up, and they're like, "Oh, dang it, it's Brian!"
And he's shooting the nos out from the top.
The girl with the skirt goes by, and then they line them up.
Remember the scene? The movie also starts with them closing the streets down.
It does, yes, yeah, it does. It shows.
They lifted.
That's the first time we see Jin. He's the I don't know if you know Jin he was a famous rapper at the time.
The little Asian dude.
Yeah, the mechanic.
He owns a shop.
He owns a shop with Tez, which is ludicrous. Yeah. Tez didn't own it yet. That was his dream, but he worked.
Tez owned the shop.
You sure? Because in Fast 5 he talked about owning one. Like that's his dream.
Oh, it is his dream.
Remember, he was like when they did that big job when they're like, "Hey man, look, if we make it out of this, what's your dream?"
Oh, he said he wanted to own a shop.
He's like, "Man, I want to just work on cars
because
for the rest
in
of my
the
life."
Second one, he says,
I don't think it was his shop.
They were telling him so Tyrese was asking him. He's like, "Oh, so you own the shop? You also do street racing on the side? He goes, he always has a side hustle."
Yeah, he always had a side hustle. So I don't know if they never like
races.
confirmed it 100% that it's his shop.
Yeah,
because remember Tyrese in Fast 5 was like, you want to make all this money and you want to go back to work? He goes, yeah, man, I love what I do, man. I love what I do.
Hey, man, that's the best person to take your car to.
Somebody that loves what they do.
Yeah.
Heck yeah,
they're not going to rip you off, and you know that they're going to do a good job.
But yeah. So they get that fourth racer. Brian pulls up, and then he gets out the car. He greets everybody. He's like, "What's up, Suki?" And everybody else is upset that it's Brian. And he's like, "Hey, Vato." Hey, starts talking in Spanish, and he goes, "Hey, why don't you say we up the ante?" And he's like, "Hey, nobody said anything about raising the stakes." He's like, "Oh, well, if that's the case, well, you could just back off this line, and you could take your pretty car home." And then everybody's like, "Oh man!" And then he's like,
was it
Vente Cinco,
$2,000,
like $2,000, something like Vente Cinco,
or something like that.
25, whatever. And then he goes Seguro, and then he shakes his hand, gives him the money, and then that thing starts, man. And Ludacris is like, "Back on up before your butt get barbecued."
Yeah, because they're shooting the flames.
Oh, bro, that got me so excited to see that, man.
Everybody's like, "I got a surprise for you."
Yep.
He calls the dude, and he has them break
towards the end of the race. They're already. And then he's like, "All right, y'all see that?" I told you I got a surprise. The bridge is lifting up.
Yeah, they break into
Oh
the thing
my
and they raise the
gosh.
bridge. And then so Brian is like drafting off the dude. I
Nope.
think it's
Nope.
the dude in the yellow.
No, it's this. It's the
It's not the
gold.
Spanish guy because he
No,
already
it's the
crashed.
gold Supra.
That's what I said.
Yeah, you said yellow.
Yellow gold is the same thing.
It's not the same thing. White and ivory are not the same thing.
Yeah, you're right.
But yes,
So
he's drafting off him.
he's drafting off them, and then he hits the nos right as they're about to lift off the ramp, and he goes over him.
He's like, oh, whoa. And then which
Yeah.
is cool.
And then the dude crashes.
The suspension got
Suspension
him.
just breaks.
Yep. And then Brian wins it, and Suki comes in second.
Yep. And you see the nos tanks like all like burnt and like hot.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cops show up.
And I love that movie, bro. It's so good. Like so much crime is in that movie. Like they meet Carter at the club.
The part where he puts the rat on the
Yeah,
guy's
that's what I was
stomach,
just getting
and
to.
then
The
he puts
club,
the bucket and then heats it up.
and then the rat. The only way the rat can go is down.
Yeah.
Starts eating.
Oh, that's terrible.
And then, but remember, to do this job, this is not even to do the job. He's like, I got one. He's like, when he met the guy, I forget his name, Agent. Forget what it was. He goes, hey man, look, hey man, for my car, man, I'm trying to think, man, should I use for my engine a Gallo 12 or a 24?
Yeah.
He goes, 24. He's like, I didn't know pizza places made motors.
And then he looks at his cup.
And he goes, I can't do this, man. If he's like, I can't do this, man. If I'm gonna take my chances, I might as well just take my chances at Chino. And then he's like, nah, we're gonna do this my way.
You got a guy.
He's like, I got a driver. I want to use my driver. Told him who he was. How he lives out in Barstow. And then he's like, and he pulls up. This is when the movie got really good for me, bro. Because Tyrese, I love Tyrese. He's such a good actor. He sees him and he plays that tough guy, dude. So like that tough guy, but he's like actually a teddy bear on the inside.
Demolition Derby, and he's got an ankle monitor. And he
remember that
right
game, Demolition Derby?
I remember. There's a game out now. That's
he was in the Monte Carlo.
Yes.
He was in the Monte Carlo. And Roman Pierce, and then he notices Brian after he wins in the crowd.
He gets mad,
and then he's like Roman Pierce. He goes, hey man, look, I'm not a cop anymore. He's like, is that true? Blondie head, not a cop no more. He's like, that's true, no badge. And that's when he's looking at him, Craig. And that what?
That guy reminds me of Craig.
No, don't give him that much credit. Don't give Craig that much credit. Wait, the cop?
The cop.
Yeah, the cop.
The cop reminds me of Craig.
Yeah, the cop for sure. Yeah,
that's
definitely the cop.
Badge.
Well, remember when everybody says that you're more like Paul Walker, I'm more like Tyrese anyway. Just like the way we act.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm like I said, we hungry.
I wear chucks everywhere.
That's what?
I wear chucks everywhere.
Yeah, that's why. And then you start balls up his fist, and then he hits him, and the guy's like, "Oh, here we go!" And then he sits down and starts eating.
He's eating popcorn or pretzels, whatever he's eating.
And then after the fight, he's like, "Man, they'll clear all your charges." That's like, is this true? Blondie head telling the truth. Y'all going? If I do this job, y'all gonna get this ankle thing off my ankle? He goes.
He throws dirt at him when they're still on the floor.
They're so petty with each other.
They are.
Which was cool, man. I just think that movie brought so much of that's like the element to that movie. That's why for me, it's my favorite one. It just brought it brought everything number one had, and then it just kind of like elevated. Like they went from the Chinese like gang to a drug lord kind of guy. And then Eva Mendes is dating Carter Verone.
Yeah, but she's a cop too.
She is a cop. And he had no idea. Well, no, I'm sure he had an idea.
He knew.
He just was waiting for the right time to strike.
Yeah.
But those
on the yacht.
I feel like we could talk about one of these movies for a whole episode.
I think the second one. The one we're talking about right now.
I mean, we spent the most on it.
On the first two, it's almost 40 minutes.
We might have to do a part 2. I'm okay with that.
I mean, we can just breeze.
I'd rather do a part 2 to this. Like we can talk about the first, maybe probably like the next 3. One, and then we can do the rest on the next episode.
We could do that
because obviously the movie of the week, it has to be one of these. Which which I'm gonna assume is the first one. But let's move on to the. So, what is your star rating on this one?
Hold on, what's your favorite car in this one?
Oh, my favorite car in this one.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
there's a lot of them. There's muscle cars. There's trucks.
My favorite car in this one.
There's trucks. There's lifted Dodge Rams in this one too.
It's Suki's
The
S2000.
pink one, that's nice.
And like I said, the Nissan Skyline,
Yeah,
and then the orange muscle, no, the blue muscle car,
the Camaro.
the Camaro that they win off
At
those
the-
two
at the
Spanish
end.
guys
Yeah,
when they did that drag race.
that drag racing scene was nice.
That was one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah,
My son's squeaking again. But yeah, that drag race scene was great. Okay, Fonzie.
where'd you get those cars? The bottom of a cereal box.
Real funny, Fonzie. But not the muscle cars. Yeah, I love. I mean that, but not the Evo.
Yeah,
The Evo. I know how you feel.
how compact that motor was when they lifted it. He was like, "Holy crap! How can you even work on this thing?"
Yeah. Also, that's when they found out that they were like running chips on them.
Yeah, they had low jack.
He's like, yeah, this thing is so hot that whoever did it, can tell when you take the seatbelt off.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they started messing with the car. That's why they got the muscle cars. And then yeah, I think that movie.
So your favorite? If you had to pick two cars.
Out of just this movie alone?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I think I know one already. I think it's gonna be the Spider.
For
the Eclipse Spider.
For you?
No, for you.
The purple one? No,
Yeah.
It's not my favorite car.
Oh, okay.
I just didn't appreciate how you crapped on it like that.
For me personally, as a race car, I would never choose
an Eclipse,
a convertible.
No, I got you. I get that aspect, but I mean, dude, it was only.
They have a coupe of that.
Yeah, no, with the hardtop.
I would get.
The hardtop's nice.
I use that car at Midnight Club.
I mean, bro, but you can't not have a convertible when you're in Miami though.
That's very true though.
The car was fast. I just think that whole thing fit Tyrese. It fit him as a character.
It did.
The chrome.
The lights.
But my two favorite cars, if I had to pick, it's the S2000 and the Nissan Skyline. I love Suki's car. I know it's pink.
It doesn't matter.
But that car, dude.
You'll be going fast. People won't even tell.
That car is so they think I'm driving a red car. So what about you? Your favorite cars?
The Evo,
the green one.
I love that. And then the Nissan Skyline as well.
Can't be mad at that. So
favorite scene?
Oh my god, favorite scene? Favorite scene has nothing to do with cars, nothing to do with action. It was actually just after they got into the fight with that cop in the when they have the meeting in that building. When Roman Pierce is like,
he stuck his face into the bag.
That's mine. So,
and he sticks his whole face in the bag.
Yeah. By the way, that guy you remember the video game The Warriors?
Yes.
That guy that plays Ajax is voiced by the cop that Roman Pierce shot at in the boatyard.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That dude has such an iconic voice, though.
But if you think about it, it's like that dude's voiced a lot. But my favorite scene is when they're about to do the job and they're like sitting there looking over the scene of Miami. When the sun is like in the background, like kind of setting.
And how are we gonna pull this off?
It's like, how are we gonna pull this off? And then they just start like joking and laughing, and then they dap each other up. Boom. I don't know, man. Stuff like that. Those types of scenes captivate. They really catch my eyes, and I just feel like I'm like, man, that brings in the whole point of the movie. Like that whole movie was about rekindling a relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
They grew up together.
They did grow up together.
So it's like they obviously had hardships. Roman probably did not like that Brian went to go become a cop. And he probably left him high and dry, but he came back to rekindle it, show the loyalty. And that scene right there, just when they dapped each other up, that just brought everything back. They're like best friends again. And like they were gonna ride to, and Tyrese is in every movie now.
Yeah.
You know, his character, Roman Pierce, is a big part in every movie.
He's a comedic relief in every movie.
Well, him and Ludacris
together.
Oh my god! But what about you? What's your favorite scene?
I have two.
Okay.
Um,
So we're doing two.
so the first one is they meet Carter Verone after
And you, I'll take my cutter back.
that scene. That scene
I'll take my
when
cutter back.
when they're sitting at the table and they didn't know what the package was because they weren't allowed to open it.
And it was literally a
and he
cigar.
goes, "We did all that for a damn cigar."
He goes, no, you did it for a job.
Yeah, and he cuts it and he's like chewing on it a little bit. You know,
Didn't even light it.
he didn't light it yet.
Yeah.
He didn't light it yet, but he cut it. He has to light it. I love that scene, and they're just meeting everybody, taking a look at the compound. That's what I call it.
Yep.
And then I also like the scene at the end when they were driving and they're getting the money, and he has the ejecto seat.
Ejectocito, cuz.
But then also like attached to that, it's the same scene.
Brian's didn't work.
Brian's didn't work,
and
he goes, "What are you doing?" But no, that's
had a Hell in the Cell in the car.
He goes, you know, our pockets ain't empty.
Say my pockets ain't empty, cuz.
Oh yeah, what do you mean? I'm just saying. I think we'll be okay, and we won't be hungry no more either. He got like, money stuffed down his pants.
He shows it right here. He goes, "Hey man, I'll see you soon.
We ain't hungry no more."
Remember Carter Verone's like, "Hey, I'll see you soon." He goes, "He ain't getting out." He goes, "Yeah, he is." He's like, "He's coming right for you."
Uh-huh.
Oh man. So what would you give that out of 5 stars?
I would give it 4.
Again, this one I give it 5.
I had a lot of fun talking about it,
and it's not.
But my favorite
interesting.
My favorite one is the first.
You had a lot of fun talking about this one, but
my favorite one to me, still the best one, is the first one.
First one. Got you. I give this one 5 because it's still, to me, it hit everything. Like it continued the story from the first one with Brian. I like the first 2 are really about Brian.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel doesn't really start coming in. It doesn't really start breaking him down until the 4th one. If you think about it, that one's all about Vin Diesel. Like, he's running away. He's doing this. He's going to work for Braga.
It starts with Vin. The movie opens with Vin Diesel.
Well, to be honest with you, man, like, no, we can't even get to that one. We'll talk about Tokyo Drift, and then we'll hit the movie of the week, and then closing remarks, and then we will do a part 2 to this. Next week will be the part 2.
All right.
If that's
There's
cool
a lot
with you.
more movies in the part 2.
No, I know.
So do you want to just do? Well, because there's 8 of them total, right?
Right now, there's 8. No, 9.
Oh yeah, 9.
9.
There is 9. So I feel like we should talk about the first 4, and then next week we should talk about the rest.
So we'll move on to Tokyo Drift now.
So this is like a spin-off prequel type.
It's supposed to be the last movie of the whole franchise.
I saw this one.
Well, that's what they say.
Yeah.
And I don't know how true that is.
I don't think so, because this one takes place. So the one where they brought in Jason Statham.
Well, I don't know, because
the movie where they brought in Jason Statham, that's the movie that takes place before Tokyo Drift, and that was Fast
8 or 9. It had to be one 7. Of the last. Fast 7, yeah. And then number 8 was Fate of the Furious.
Yeah.
And then number 9 is Fast 9. Right? Fast 9.
Fast 9.
And then this one's gonna be
Fasten your seatbelts.
Fasten your seatbelts. Brian's back.
Tokyo Drift. No one related to the first 2 movies is in this movie. No one, except for the very end.
Except for the end, Vin Diesel.
When Vin Diesel comes back.
But
that's just because he was a friend of Han's.
Really good friends of Han.
Which we didn't know.
We did not know. But this movie starts off high school.
In America.
With this kid. I forget his name. Let me just look it up really quick. Just because I have the power to.
He has... So there's the bully, who is played by the oldest son who in the TV show Home Improvement.
Yes.
He has a Dodge Viper and he thinks he's the shit. Sorry. No. He thinks he's the stuff.
The watch out profanity.
He thinks he's all that because he's the captain of the football team and his daddy bought him a Dodge Charger.
Yes. So
wasn't his little Bow Wow in it?
Yeah, Bow Wow.
Oh, he's not little no more. He grew up. He's got his own kids.
He's teenage Bow Wow. He's mid Bow Wow. So,
You remember the TV show he was in with his dad on Nickelodeon?
that wasn't him. That was Romeo.
That was Romeo.
Yeah.
Never mind. Man, they both made the same music at the same time.
Sorry, Bow Wow. You're getting Juan getting you confused.
Man,
but
they both made the same music at the same
so the
time.
plot. I mean, so this one's actually a pretty good plot. It was they say it's a troubled high school student, Sean Boswell, and athlete Clay, which is the kid you just mentioned.
Yeah.
They race cars, a 1970 Chevrolet Monte Carlo and a 2003 Dodge Viper.
The Monte Carlo was hand built by him and his dad,
Yes.
which
So
outrun the Viper.
So pretty much, they are racing in this to see who takes Clay's girlfriend to homecoming.
Right.
And obviously, Sean wins. He literally cut through all these houses and structures, which such a Vin Diesel thing to do.
Yes.
And he beats Clay at the end.
He has a Vin Diesel type mentality where he
does.
He likes muscle cars.
Yes.
He appreciates imports, but his go-to is a muscle car, and you'll see that later on in the movie.
Oh yeah. So after that race, him and Clay are in the hospital.
Clay gets into an accident.
Yep. During the race.
Sean
wins.
And I
they
think
in
Sean
the hospital.
flips, right?
He flips past the finish line.
Yeah.
They win the race, and then he looks over at Clay's girlfriend and smiles with the bloody.
He's got the bloody mouth.
And he's like, he's just smiling at her, and she's like, "Oh my god, this is weird."
And then his dad. So
he gets sent to Tokyo,
right? Because
with his dad,
because that was
he kept getting in trouble.
He kept getting in trouble. The
with
next
racing.
step was jail.
Yep. So
he went to go live with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
His mom sent him away, right?
Yep. Because he kept getting in trouble, he could not get his act together. So
you're gonna send him to a place where street racing was probably born.
Yep.
There was a lot of street racing here in America, but probably.
So he gets to avoid jail. He gets sent to live in Japan with his father, who is also a U.S. Navy officer stationed in Tokyo.
Correct.
And then it says in Tokyo, Sean befriends Twinkie, who is Bow Wow.
Little Bow Wow. His truck is the Hulk.
It's
literally
his car. It's the Scion, right?
It's like a van.
Wait, hold on. It says sends him to themed Volkswagen Touran.
Oh, hover over it. It's a little.
Yep. It's like a
minivan.
It's a mid-sized van.
Yeah.
But it looks so sweet. It's got
the hair on the top.
Yep. And then also, so yeah, he introduces the Twinkie, a military brat, who introduces him to the world of drift racing.
Twinkie also sells a lot of stuff. He sells shoes. He's
got a side hustle. Sells everything. If you need it, he got it. He's like cheeseburger ready. And he's like, you need it? I got the burgers that'll make you quake. I got the fries that'll crush your eyes. Whatever he said. But he says, cakes? He says, after driving to an underground car show in Twinkie's 2005 Hulk-themed Volkswagen Touran, Sean has confrontation with Takashi, the Drift King DK. I remember that scene where he's like, DK? Was that what you know what that means?
Donkey
Kong with his little country accent. He's like Drift King. And then he slowly finds out. He quickly finds out how hard drifting is and how he's not going to be able to race.
He's like, what? You just race sideways?
Yeah, he's like, what? You just drive it? How hard could it be?
So he gets Hans.
Han is super will. He's like, hey, take my car.
He gives him, which everybody in the drifting circuit calls it the Mona Lisa.
Which was, I'm trying to think, who has ties to the Yakuza.
It was a rebuilt Nissan.
That was
Takashi had a 350Z.
Yeah, he gave him the Nissan Silvia S15 Spec S.
He rebuilt to make it look like not that, and also they named it the Mona Lisa.
Yep. Is that the car though, or was it a Mazda RX? No, it was a.
Nope, that was a car. Because he gives them the Mazda RX-7 later on. It was the orange and black one.
Yes.
Which also doesn't look like an RX-7.
Yeah, but he gave him his car to race. He's like, yeah, just take my car. Throws him the keys. Destroys the car.
Oh yeah, hits every corner.
destroys it.
He gets up to the roof with no bumper.
Finally gets it, and he destroys the car. Han's just like, whatever.
He's like, "You owe me a car."
Yeah, he's like, you owe me a car.
Oh, they say, "Don't skip town."
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he told
Yeah,
him.
he's like, don't skip town. But him and Han became like really good friends.
Yeah.
He starts learning how to drift. He was practicing in the Mitsubishi 2006 Mitsubishi Red Lancer Evolution.
Yes. But Han gives him that car.
Yeah, he does.
And he goes,
that
"What do you think?
becomes
I
his
was gonna
car.
let you drive around in a Hyundai?"
Yeah, Hyundai. So that gained him a lot of respect because he got good at drifting.
Yes.
And then, but he gained respect after he beat DK's right hand man, Morimoto. And
Yep.
remember, he beat him in a drift race.
Yep.
So,
But then at the end,
oh yeah, for sure.
so his dad has this Mustang that he's working on. It's a I think it's a 65 fastback,
Yes,
and they swap it
67.
67.
Such a nice car.
It is. So then they swap the engine. They take the original motor out of it and they put, I think it was a Nissan engine,
Yes, it was.
and they turned it into a drift car with no hood.
Mm-hmm.
And they were racing it, trying to get the timing down and everything.
Yes.
And then they race up on the mountain.
That was such a cool race.
That was cool
That
and
was
dangerous.
I love the scene though. That was probably one of my favorite scenes. That was such a good it's a really good scene. Really well shot. Yeah. That was really good.
And his dad shows up to the race, right?
Yeah.
Telling him, don't embarrass the family, basically.
And he wins. He beats DK.
No, not his dad. DK's dad shows up. The mafia boss.
And he tells DK, don't embarrass your family. And that's when he lost to Sean.
Yeah, because he got cocky.
Yeah, he got cocky and lost to Sean.
He almost died.
Yeah.
He rolled.
You saw DK.
He fell off one side of the mountain and landed right almost in front of Sean on the next side.
Yeah. DK almost died.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure after they race,
I think him and that Australian girl start dating, don't they?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Yeah, he starts. Yeah, because Neela.
Yeah.
Yeah, Neela subsequently leaves Takashi and moves in with Sean and Han, because Sean and Han became really good friends. But also, I mean, after that, Takashi ends up not liking Han anymore. Remember, they were all like, I don't know if I forgot why Han was in his car, and then they were driving, and then he got like sideswiped, and the car flipped in the flames.
Yeah,
happened, and then the car blew up before Sean can actually save Han.
Yeah, they were racing, and then what they actually did. So, what's really cool thing? They filmed that illegally.
Yeah,
they did. Japan did not, or Tokyo did not give them permission to race down that street,
and they just still.
So when they drifted through those people, that was real. Those people were actually there.
Yeah, the people was, yes.
Yeah, no, that they did not close down any streets because they did not have any permission.
But so I wonder how they did that.
They just did it.
I wonder if they were like, "Hey guys, people, we're gonna do something right now."
They just, well, I mean, people are constantly crossing. That intersection right there is one of the most busiest intersections in the world.
But I think somebody had to told them, "Hey, we're gonna do something really quick."
Well, I mean, you see cars coming at you at 250 miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they warned everybody, "Hey, we're shooting a scene really quick. Just don't cross the street."
Yeah. So, but I'm talking about like they couldn't close it down, so that's why it looked like that so pop. And I think it made the scene. They made the scene a lot better.
It did,
because if there was nobody there, I'm like, oh, like that's not real.
They made the scene look really nice
because they drifted right through those people that just moved out of the way. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets sideswiped.
The car flips over, catches on fire. Han blows up before Sean could save him.
Yep, and then DK just drives away, and then that's when they go race. Right, they go race in Han's honor.
Yeah, after
they go race on the mountain.
Han allows Sean to overtake him to hold Takashi off, but chase ends with the chase. Because Takashi was chasing them.
Yeah,
and then after that, Takashi, Sean, and his father become involved in an armed standoff, which is resolved by Neela agreeing to leave with Takashi. But yeah, they raced and Takashi lost, and then which makes Sean the new DK,
The new Drift King.
new Drift King. And then it ends with Dominic Toretto showing up to
Yeah,
challenge the new Drift
he
King.
wants to challenge, and he's driving a really long
He's driving
Charger.
a muscle car.
He's driving either, I think it's a Charger or a Challenger.
So Sean was driving the Nissan Silvia.
Was he driving the new Mona Lisa?
Dominic Toretto shows up to challenge Sean in
And the
a
Plymouth Roadrunner.
1970 Plymouth Roadrunner.
Long car. Look how long that is. How
And
you gonna
Sean
drift in
and
that?
Sean accepts after Dom proclaims himself as Han's family. I want to see that race.
That'd be cool.
I want to see that race. So, what is your favorite cars in this movie? Your two favorite cars.
Well, the Mustang at the end, the fastback. I like that one.
Yep.
And I like the I don't know. I don't like the wide body kit on the RX-7 that they put on there. Neela's car was cool. It was a blue RX-8.
Yeah. It was a nice car.
So,
I like the Mona Lisa and
the 350Z though. That's nice.
DK's 350Z. I would say my two favorites are DK's 350Z and the Evo in the 2006 Evo in that movie.
Yeah.
I like them. Those are my two favorite.
My favorite scene in that movie is I like the end race.
Yeah, with
I like the last
DK.
race. The last race with the Mustang. That was cool.
Oh yeah. For sure. Han, definitely my favorite person in that movie.
So, if you notice, he's always eating chips. He's always eating something.
He's always snacking on something.
So it's brought up later on in the movie, that he
was addicted.
He used to be a smoker.
Yeah, he was addicted. So
he's always eating something to kind of compensate for that.
Always
something
chips.
salty.
Yep. But
his hands must be swollen all the time. Then, you know, when you eat a lot of salt, you get swollen.
Yeah. But I would rate this movie. This would be for me. It'd be 4.5.
For me, I think 3.75.
I still think it's such a great movie. I think the first 5 are amazing movies.
So you want to jump? What's your favorite scene?
That one
in that movie? What's your favorite
my
scene?
favorite scene. I love the first race with Sean and DK. That scene was cool.
Messing up the car.
Yeah, messing up the car. He was cocky about it. He goes, "How hard can this be?"
Yeah.
You don't even drive He doesn't drive anything manual. He's used to driving that big muscle car. He wasn't stick shift.
Well, it wasn't like it was, but it wasn't like it was a 4-speed. It wasn't a 5-speed like this one.
And he's not used to downshifting and sliding like in drifting.
Yeah.
So it's big difference. That's probably my favorite part.
He did a lot of drag racing.
Yep, a lot of straight racing, but
which is what muscle cars are really known for.
Mm-hmm. So number 4.
Let's jump right into number 4.
This is the Fast.
And this is Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. Starts off with Brian O'Connor as a cop. He's looking.
No, it doesn't start off that way.
Well, it's just the plot. He's looking for Vin Diesel.
Correct.
In this movie.
Correct. The movie starts with Vin Diesel with Don Omar and Tego Calderon. I think that's his name.
Yes.
The first time we hear Bandoleros.
Mm-hmm.
Fast and Furious. It's the.
Is that one right there?
That's Fast 5.
That's Fast F9. What the freak?
You can just put Fast 4. That's what people called it. Fast 4.
It's not though.
I know, but there you go. 2009. Fast and Furious 2009. IMDb. There you go.
Yeah. So, um,
There
yep.
you go. That's the one. Um, in my opinion, this is the most boring one.
That's this
It's
to me. This is one of the.
I don't really like the whole story of Braga. It's like,
This is where Letty dies.
yeah, I like Michelle Rodriguez. I like the character of Letty. She was racing to bring Dom back, and then she ends up dying because she gets killed.
Mm-hmm.
Her car flips and kills her with natural meth. Well, natural meth is what they're running as fuel. But the plot, like you said, what was the plot?
It's just they went back to L.A. where it all began. Um, Two men to rejoin, two women to blast muscle, tuner, and exotic cars across Los Angeles and floor the Mexican desert. Floor through it.
That was cool when they were driving to the little tunnel.
Oh yeah.
The both times during the day and night.
Oh yeah. Um, and pretty much Dominic Toretto has a feud with Brian.
Yeah,
That's
they still
literally
do.
it's back and forth. Um, then they both end up facing Braga as they're he becomes an enemy to Dominic Toretto and Brian. So Dom and Brian have to work together.
So Dom is doing it as Dom, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Brian is doing it. They're both doing the same reasons, trying to get Lady's killer. But Brian is doing it as an undercover cop,
Mm-hmm.
as an undercover FBI agent, and Dom is just doing it as Dom. He's not even supposed to be in LA because he's got a warrant for out for his arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they were looking for him at the funeral, but they were looking for him to be like hiding behind a tree. Nope, he was way, 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 way far away, looking with binoculars.
Yeah, Dominic was.
Yeah, at Lady's funeral.
Yeah. But Brian was there.
Brian was
He
there.
was like standing on the hill. Um
He calls Mia. He calls Mia later. Brian does
mm-hmm.
because he knows that Dom's in town. He knows Dom is here. He's not gonna miss Lady's funeral for nothing.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like if you've seen him, just let me know. Obviously, she's not gonna give up her brother,
Mm-hmm.
especially for Brian, who betrayed her. Really betrayed everybody. Really got him in that situation.
Yeah. Very true. This movie doesn't start getting good until like the middle where they end
Yeah,
up together at the bar and they're asking questions like, "Oh, so you two know each other?" He's like, "Yeah, he dated my sister." And he's like, "And he's still alive?"
yeah,
And then they which kind of brought me like to like a place I was just like, "Man, this is good cuz they went from good friends to enemies to back to being good friends." Like Brian's loyalty still lied with Dom,
Oh, and then almost enemies again when he finds Letty's cell phone and calls the last number she spoke to,
which is
and
Brian.
Brian's phone starts ringing. They start fighting, and he was like, "She was working
That
with
was in their
us."
house,
That was at the hideout that they were at.
and Mia was
With
there,
Mia was there.
and they were like, "Stop, stop!" She had to like break up the fight.
Yeah, and he was like, he told him like she died trying to bring you home.
Yeah, she tried trying to save you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when Dom realized
Yep.
that he's acting a fool. He calmed down. He's like, she died trying to save him, and he kind of got like peace about it. But yeah, I mean, that movie was very emotional
Yeah.
for Dom. Like you saw like it was more getting to know Dominic Toretto for who he was.
Yeah. He wasn't just this like big meathead,
Yeah,
you
you
know.
kind of see why he is the way he is. Um, but this movie was a slow burn.
Yeah.
It's not the best one, but I thought it was one of the most important movies. Um,
It was in bringing back the cast.
yeah, I mean, because what in the beginning of the movie though, they were like smuggling cars to the desert.
No, yeah, at the beginning of the movie no, they were Dom, Letty.
Was that Fast Five? They did that.
No, they were in the desert of this one too, but they weren't smuggling cars.
I
They were
know they
stealing
jumped on it.
gas.
I know they jumped on a train though.
They Fast Five. They did jump on a
That was Fast
train.
5. Yeah.
Fast. This one they were stealing gas because gas was money down wherever they were hiding.
Yeah. But I mean, in this one, it's like early in the movie, it's like Brian was trying to find Dom to bring him in to arrest him.
He was looking for Ryan Park,
Yeah.
and he was going through the database of cars, impounded. And he goes, "No, we're going to go with this." They give him a list of cars, and they start naming them off. He goes, "No, he wouldn't drive that." And then he goes, "Yeah, this one." They're like, "How do you know?" He goes, "Because that's a car I would steal. That's a car I would drive."
Yeah.
And then
So
he finds him. He sees
sees him and he starts chasing him through these buildings.
right. Yeah, he's chasing somebody. That's when we see that he's back as a cop. But he's going to get that. He's going to get that guy, right, David Park, and then he sees Dom push him out of a window, holding him by his leg,
Yeah, which is kind of funny.
and he's like, look, Dom is like looking over his shoulder, and he was like, "Get out of here, Brian."
Yeah, he's like kind of like, what are you doing here, man? Like, get out of here.
Yeah,
Like, I'm trying to do something. But um, but yeah,
they steal a car from
yeah,
the
they
police
do.
impound lot.
They do. Like it's weird. Like they easily they went from being good friends to enemies and then back to friends again.
Yeah.
In the which is which was important because
And the movie ended with Brian and Letty, no, Brian and Mia breaking out Dom from jail. They were driving a truck
I thought that was pretty cool. They're
Yeah.
driving and he's in the bus
in the bus, and that's how Fast Five starts.
and then he sees the car at the end of it
He hears him first.
and then he's like he smirked and that's pretty much
Fast Four.
Fast and the Furious, the first 4 movies.
Okay, favorite car.
In that movie,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like you didn't see too many cars yet, and it wasn't all about cars in this one.
No. Brian had a blue Skyline.
Yep, he did.
He built it.
Um,
Dom had the Charger again. He's a Charger in every movie.
he stays consistent to that, man.
Yeah, there's better cars. Well, no, not. He drove a Roadrunner in the third, but not really. He didn't really drive it. It was
There's
just
a
like
lot of
regular
muscle
blue.
cars in that movie.
There are, because you're driving through the desert. You can't have something so low. Oh, that truck was cool.
I mean, the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro D28, the red and white one.
That's a nice one.
And then I would say the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS. Those are my 2 favorites.
Oh, the one he drove.
And then you got the
in that
1970
street race.
Dodge Charger. You had the Plymouth Roadrunner.
Roadrunner's
1972 Ford Gran Torino Sport. That
That's
car is
nice.
absolutely. This scene was my favorite.
Oh, when they hit him with the car?
Yeah, when they hit Braga.
They thought Braga was the bald guy.
No,
No, they thought Braga was the old man.
but it was actually the guy they were talking
It
to.
was actually the guy who was setting up the race.
Yeah, which is the guy that literally was like, "Oh, how do you two know each other?" But yeah, that was my favorite scene. But yeah, the one that Brian drove was the 1973 Chevrolet Camaro RS Z28 F-Bomb.
Yeah.
He drove that's the one right there.
But for the street race, when they were talking to Braga,
I'm sorry, Vin Diesel drove the F-Bomb. And that's when he pinned that guy against the other car, the one that killed Letty.
I didn't like that street race in that movie. The whole GPS thing was weird. It's a
Trans Am. How do they? That's a nice car. Really nice car. But yeah, I like. Dude, no, you want to know my favorite? I'm sorry. The 1984 Buick Grand National is my favorite car.
I was about to say that was what Dom had when they were stealing the gas.
It's my dream car.
That's a beautiful.
My dad had that car.
Yeah.
He had that. He had the roll cage in it. He had the drag tires on it. My dad used to drag race with that car.
That's turbo.
Yeah, he had the engine sticking out. Bro, that's my dream car. And they're not as expensive as people think they are.
They're not.
I want to get one and like.
You should get one.
That's my dream car, dude.
It's a beautiful car.
It's all blacked out. It's so amazing. But yeah, I give this one for me. is the this one for me is a 3.5. Just because it wasn't as it didn't have it had, I mean the action was all there. I just feel like this was the slow burn of the series, and it was a movie that was needed because we needed to know more about Dominic Toretto. But I will say for the style of the movie, for the story, I think this is as good as it would have gotten. With Letty being like dead, they're trying to find Letty's killer. I feel like you couldn't have got any better than that. But I still have to give it like a 3.5.
Yeah, for me, it's 3 stars. Like I said, to me, this is the most boring one
No, for sure.
out of all of them.
Well, no. For me, I'm not a big fan of the last ones. Not a fan of the ones after. I'm not a fan of 8 or 9.
Yeah, but they're not boring.
I just think they overdid it.
Oh, I agree. They overdid it, but it's not like this one. I don't know. Like, I just get a feel when I think about this movie. I just get a feeling like, I just think back to the time when I saw it in the theater. I wasn't really having a good time. I really wanted the movie to be over so I can get out and do whatever I had to do after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
I don't. If I go
What do
in,
you give it?
if I go into a movie theater and I have that experience,
So what do you give it?
3 stars.
It's not
I
bad.
mean,
That means it was good.
it's only the only reason it's getting 3 is because it's in the Fast and Furious franchise, and because of Paul Walker and the cast that they had: Paul Walker, Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Michelle Rodriguez.
No, well, yeah, she's in it a little bit, but I always forget her name. Jordana Brewster.
Yep.
Who played Mia?
She's really good as
Yeah.
Mia.
Yeah, she is.
So that's the first 4. We're gonna obviously talk about the others in the next episode.
The rest,
Which
the next 5.
which Fast 5 starting the next one
Fast
for us.
5.
That's gonna be great.
So Fast 4 ends where Fast 5 begins.
Yep. With Dominic getting broken out of the prison bus.
Prison bus.
What would be the movie of the week this week?
Does it have to be something from?
I mean, if it's your favorite movie, I don't know.
It could be. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind it being the movie of the week, so I can go watch it, and then I can start watching every single one again.
All right, so we'll do the first one.
Yeah, the movie of the week would be Fast and the Furious.
Furious.
Tuna sandwich.
2001.
Tuna.
Tuna.
Big tuna. We don't even need to break down the plot.
No crust.
Yeah, no crust.
No crust.
You got to wear jean shorts.
Tuna
with
on white.
jean
No
shorts.
crust. You gotta go every day.
He
and you
wore
gotta
the
ask.
Vans in that movie. He wore those black and white classic
Chucks.
Vans. No, because he had the Vans socks on.
Later on in the beginning, he had Chucks.
He had the white. No, that's right. He had the white socks with the black Independent shirt. Remember the cross Independent, and then he had the blue jean shorts, the jorts. I'm about to pull that outfit out, man. I'm about to rock it. But
you gotta paint your Honda green.
I'm actually remember I said I'm gonna actually do that dark teal color eventually.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't wait. But anything else? Any closing remarks? Anything you're looking forward to about Fast 10?
I want to see how they're gonna end it.
If it's even the last one.
Oh, I hope so.
I'm looking forward to seeing how they pull this thing off with Brian, because he technically did die in the movie. They didn't kill him off, like you said earlier. They mention him like he's alive.
Yeah, he's still alive.
I just personally wish that they would take his brother, make him a new character, and have like a scene with him and Roman Pierce, and have him tell him and say, "Man, you are just as stubborn as your brother was."
Or it's like, man, I feel like I saw a ghost.
It's like
they look so similar.
It's like, dude, it's like, man, like I feel like I see a ghost every day. But like, I just feel like they should address it and just call him a different character. But that's just me.
He can still be an O'Connor.
Of course.
Obviously, but just be like,
of course,
his brother.
And they could have been like, oh, wow, I didn't even know he had a brother. Oh, Brian worked for the FBI. When you usually work for the FBI, you have classified information.
Yeah, a lot of times it's the family.
So it's like they could have just had his family under witness protection. Boom. Would have been good. But that's it.
That's it for this week.
That is episode 19. We are covering the Fast and Furious franchise. Join us next week for part 2. And join us on YouTube. Wednesday, our video episode will drop. That's the Let's Be Real podcast with Tyler and
Juan.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in on Podbean, on Instagram Live. and we are looking forward to growing with you guys. And thank you for all the support. And we will talk to you soon. Stay classy and always remember to be real with two E's.